seduced by a dark serpent or no, they awoke that thing themselves and drove it mad.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Ghostly French Toast, and today we're doing a lore video, and this lore video is on who is DarkLurker, more of who is DarkLurker representing from Dark Souls, because we know that the Great Souls from bosses, from the original game came over to Dark Souls 2, but there's no four kings. So I believe DarkLurker has, the four kings soul, or something imbued with it. So enough talking around, let's dive on in. Dark Souls 2, there's a boss called DarkLurker, and to access this DarkLurker, you have to open 3 portals and light 3 fires in these dark areas called the Chasm of the Abyss. The Chasm of Dark, sorry. And at the end, once you light all 3 areas and you open all 3 portals, you have the ability to fight DarkLurker as a boss. And we don't know much about DarkLurker. All we know is that he resides in the Abyss, or what we presume to be the Abyss. His soul basically gives you a life draining ability. That from Dark Souls 1 we have a life drain ability. So that's basically all we know right now about DarkLurker himself. So now we're going to get on to my theory. DarkLurker is the embodiment of the 4 kings of New Londo. Alright, my first piece of evidence. He does like a crystal soul spear kind of deal, and he has these exploding balls that he'll shoot through a portal. And what color are the exploding balls kind of deal? They're purple. The same color as the 4 kings magic, because the 4 kings has this slash attack that will shoot a purple like wall beam, whatever you want to call it, and it'll slowly track you over time. And I don't know, it seems like too coincidental that they both use the same color, but we'll get more to help prove this theory. Now I'm going to talk about the Chasm of the Abyss itself, because the reason I think the Chasm of the Abyss is sort of like the embodiment of the Abyss, because we don't see the Abyss in Dark Souls 3 unless you count like the Dark Soul Man, all that kind of spiel. This is the last time we actually see the Abyss as a whole. It's besides Wolnir. Wolnir is an exception. I don't count Wolnir because the Abyss is technically in Anor Londo, because if you go outside the map, but we're not going to talk about that. This is like the last time you see the Abyss. And in New Londo, there's ghosts all over the place in the first section of New Londo. But in Dark Souls 2, in the Chasm of the Abyss, we actually see these ghost-like entities basically going around the Abyss, all that kind of in the Chasm of the Dark kind of deal. Something that also disproves that theory that those ghosts are somehow connected to the ghosts in New Londo is because in Alea Mois we actually see ghost-like models, but something that can be dismissed like that, dismissed because they could have used remodels, textures, because we know Dark Souls 2 had like a major overhaul. They might have used the same models. I don't know. But we're just gonna talk about this. And the main thing that my main thing that actually got me thinking about this lore video is you get life drain from DarkLurker. And I feel like that's such an interesting thing to give a boss. Because we know that the Great Souls each have something related to themselves, like the Chaos Blade to Izalith, the Grave Lord, Great Sword, all that kind of spiel. And the Lightning Spear to Gwen. But it's such an interesting thing to have life drain to someone who isn't a boss. Because we know that, because you don't get the Great Soul, you know that, right? You don't get the Great Soul after defeating DarkLurker in New Game Plus 1. But something to take a note of is the 4 kings of New Londo felt the Abyss, and basically gave into the Abyss. Something that might have happened once they went to the Abyss, they might have, their Lord Soul that Gwen gave them, like a part of his soul, might have slowly got corrupted over time, and it just faded. But now it's just basically not a regular soul, it's lost all of its power. And and you get life drain from that, and we know that life drain was the thing that tempted the four kings to basically give over their kingdom to the abyss. So that's another interesting point that also is very important to take note of. Another important detail, DarkLurker, this is something I don't think anyone has talked about. DarkLurker actually has a dark sign attack. Alright, so when he puts the fire in the air, he tosses up a dark sign symbol. And you might be saying, oh, that could be any kind of symbol. Oh, it could be a red fire ring with a black circle. But they already have an attack where it's purple. Why make it red? I know it's fire attacks, and that's also something to take note of. It also he shoots like fire attacks, but that is a dark sign, and we know that the Kingdom of New Londo is for humans, and we know that after the Undead Curse, all that kind of spiel, humanity was branded with the dark sign. And that's something to take note of, because a lot of people died in New Londo, so it kind of makes sense that if he's, the DarkLurker is basically a part of the Four Kings, or like the embodiment of the Four Kings from, in the future, it makes sense that he has, a dark sign attack because all the humans that died in New Londo. Also, I feel like a lot of people pointed this out. He has 4 arms, man. Who needs more details than that? He has 4 arms, okay? 4 arms, DarkLurker, 4 kings, 1 for each arm. I mean, what's the difference? Alright, I'm gonna calm down. Something that I feel like is not like coincidental, but I kind of picked up on this. You fall down a long hole, a long black hole, where you can't see anything. Like in and like the Four Kings, to enter DarkLurker, you fall down this long black hole, and like Four Kings, you also do the same thing. I don't know, it seems like very strange that it's both like that. And to enter the Dark Chasm, all the entrances have ties to the Abyss, or like a fallen kingdom. Because we look at Drain Lake, the Drain Lake entrance is basically, Drain Lake's basically fallen to the Abyss, fallen by Nystandra. And if we look at, the Shaded Woods entrance, that's a kingdom that has fell to ruin, and the pots actually curse you. And it basically kind of has ties to the Abyss as well. And the one in by the Rotten, that one is just a dark area which basically has no light besides the Rotten that's basically keeping it alive. I feel like that's something, just a little idea I had in my head. And I don't know, I know a lot of people already think this. I just wanted to make a video basically saying like, hey, I think this is 100% certain, or like 90% certain, that DarkLurker was supposed to be the embodiment of the great soul of the Four Kings. And it makes sense, to be honest with you. Yeah. I don't really know what else to add, because I have a list of all my reasons right here. It's like, on a note card, I have like, 7 reasons. And I think it makes sense. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be streaming later today, and if you want to check it out, it's cool. Nothing, that's cool as well. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Go see French Toast. Bye.